Hey, I look like an alien. So this video is going to be about how to conceal your eyebrows using glue and makeup. Lots of glue, lots of makeup. I learned how to do this technique because I really wanted to cosplay Levi from Attack on Titan. Now, he has these really weird looking, super thin brows, and the only way to replicate those is to conceal your own eyebrows or just shave your eyebrows off, which I would never do. And of course, if you're a drag queen or just want to look like you don't have eyebrows, this is also the best technique for you. But anyways, let's just go ahead and get into the tutorial. So before you start this process, it's really important to pluck out any hairs that you don't want around your eyebrows. Now, if you're cosplaying, I don't mean to pull out the hairs to make your brows more similar to the characters. What I mean is, if you're someone that plucks your brows regularly, make sure you do that right before this, because the less hair that you have to deal with, the easier this process will be. Then you also need to wash your face really well before you start this process. We can't have any oil on the face, especially in the brow area, because that can mess up the glue. And then of course, if you're washing your face right before this and trying to get rid of any oils, you should not put on moisturizer or primer or anything under the glue. So yeah, just start off with a clean face, freshly plucked brows, and make sure there's no product on your face whatsoever. Now, one of the most important factors to this look is you need to make sure you're using the correct glue. I always use this little purple Elmer's glue. I've tried with the bigger stick glues and it just makes a mess like all over this area. It has to be a small glue stick. And the purple helps a lot because you can see when it's dry and you're ready to apply powder or another layer of glue. So I highly, highly recommend the little purple Elmer's glue. Now I'm going to start gluing down the hairs. And right at the start, this beautiful moment happens, like, I can't even. And with a new stick of glue, I am going to make sure I coat all sides of the hair. Like, I'm going back and forth. You can go in circular motions. It's just really important that you coat every bit of each hair. Now I'm trying to smooth everything out and get the hairs to go back in their natural direction. The trick to this is that you have to gently drag the glue stick in the direction you want the hairs to go. If you're applying too much pressure when you are sweeping the glue over your brows, you're just going to rub off the glue that you worked so hard to apply. So it really takes practice to learn exactly how much pressure to use for this. Then you are going to need a lot of Q-tips, and I like to keep a little cup of water with me when I do this next step. And this is a crucial part of this process. You have to wipe away the excess glue from around your eyebrows. It's best to do this while the glue is still tacky, and you need to do it with something that's damp, like a Q-tip or a wet fingertip. As you can see, I'm using Q-tips and my fingers to get rid of this excess glue. And I feel like the Q-tips are best at getting rid of glue that's really thick in an area, and the fingertip is best at just smoothing out that edge between your skin and the glue. Just be super careful that you don't touch your actual eyebrow hairs. You don't want to rub any of that glue off. And then just do the same thing on the other brow, and this will give a lot of time for your first eyebrow to dry completely. I'm taking this ancient Avon eyeshadow brush and I'm going to be packing on a powder foundation, my favorite powder foundation, the original BareMinerals foundation. I'm just going to pack this all over my eyebrows. I'm putting on an extremely heavy layer of this because I want to go ahead and start blocking out the color from the eyebrows. And as you can see, the eyebrows are already starting to disappear. What I like about applying powder over the glue is that it allows you to see the texture of the hair underneath. So in places that you see a lot of hair texture, that's where you need to put the most glue in the next step. The end goal is to get rid of all the texture from the hair to create a blank space. And I also got a good view of the glue texture, so I went ahead and removed more of the excess from my skin. Now you have to apply another layer of glue, but this time you have to brush the glue stick in the direction that the hairs are laying down. You don't want to make them stand back up. And once again, you have to be really careful about how much pressure you're applying. You don't want to rake off any of the glue that's already on the brows. And this part is not necessary, I only do it sometimes, but if I see an area that still has a lot of hair texture, I will use my fingernail to scrape up a bit of glue. gently lay it on the area and blend that in using the glue stick. Now, I wouldn't do this every time because you don't want a big gloopy mess, so you just need practice to know when this technique is necessary. And once again, remove all the excess glue from around your eyebrows. I'm being really thorough about removing the glue because I'm about to apply a heavy amount of makeup. Now I'm applying the same powder foundation again. And just to make sure there's no glue that spread down to my eyelids, I'm going to wipe this down with a damp paper towel. Now I'm finally able to moisturize my face. I'm just using my favorite moisturizer from Clinique. And of course I'm using primer. This one is from It Cosmetics. This is self-explanatory. Now it's time to get serious. This is the Maybelline Coverstick Concealer, and this is the key to hiding your eyebrows. I absolutely have to use a concealer stick for this. Nothing else will work. No other type of concealer will give coverage like this. If you look closely, you can see that there are little holes or patches on my eyebrow, and that's the areas that do not have concealer. So I just keep layering it on until all those little holes are filled. This product is super thick, so I'm able to apply a ton on my face. You're going to be left with this big ugly slab of makeup on your face, but as much as you want to, do not blend any of it out just yet. Then take whatever liquid foundation you have. I'm using the Naked Skin from Urban Decay. And the brush is the Sephora Flawless Airbrush in number 56. And I am gently patting the foundation on. If I were to go in circular motions or if I were to rub the foundation in over the brows, it would wipe away the concealer that I just applied. But of course you can rub it in on any part of your face other than the eyebrows. And you're going to have to put a lot of foundation on over your eyebrows to blend it with the concealer. And don't forget to bring the foundation down to your eyelids. You don't want your eyelids and your eyebrows or eyebrow area to be different colors. And I'm applying foundation normally to the rest of my face. It wouldn't make sense for me to end the video without finishing blending, so I'm just going to go through my foundation routine. I'm taking my Morphe E12 and I am applying some of that BareMinerals powder foundation from earlier. And once again, I'm just tapping it so I don't rub off any of the foundation or concealer. For concealer, I'm going to use my Tarte Shape Tape, and this is going under my eyes and on any imperfections I want to get rid of. I'm taking this double-ended concealer brush from It Cosmetics and I'm using it to blend out my concealer. I'm using the flat side of the brush to move the product around, and I'm using the fluffy end to blend everything out. With my BareMinerals Beautiful Finish foundation brush, I'm going to take the same foundation from earlier, the BareMinerals foundation, and put it all over my face. I put on a ton of product before this, so I absolutely have to follow it up by setting it with a powder. I'm taking the Morphe E12 again, and I'm really packing that BareMinerals foundation under my eyes. Not only is it setting the concealer, but it's also adding additional coverage to help hide those dark circles even more. I'm using this white shade from the It Cosmetics My Sculpted Face Contour Palette, and I'm applying it under my eyes with the Morphe E12. This powder is really good at preventing my under eye makeup from creasing, so I always apply it last. I'm also applying it on top of my eyelids because I put foundation there earlier and I want to set it and prevent it from creasing. And I'm also about to apply eyeshadows off camera, and this provides a nice base for that. I'm taking this Avon eyeshadow brush with the BareMinerals foundation once again, and I am packing it onto all of my imperfections. And last, I'm going to set everything with this Urban Decay All-Nighter Setting Spray. So that was how I conceal my eyebrows. It took me a year of practice before I was comfortable with this technique, but I'm so glad that I stuck to it and kept practicing and didn't give up. I watched probably 100 different tutorials on how to conceal your eyebrows with glue, and none of them worked for me. So I took little bits and pieces of what I learned and created my own technique. I hope that if you're wanting to conceal your brows, this really helps you out, because when I was trying to learn the technique, I just could not find a single video that helped guide me through it. And I hope this one video can help someone master the technique, because I wish I had seen a video using these exact steps, because this is what works for me. Please let me know if you are someone who's concealing their eyebrows and successfully do it after watching this video. I would really love to know that. And subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. I'm going to continue to make odd makeup videos similar to this, and more normal ones too. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.